Hello, I'm John Aldridge and I'm watching the Redmen TV.
I want you to pick one standout performer from the game each. We'll call it Player of the Weekend because that just came to me and that sounds a lot more rounded. I'll start because I've dropped this on you and then I'll go to Matt and Chris after me. My standout performer of the weekend, you could easily give it to Simon Mignolet, I think, but I'm going to give it to Adam Lallana. From my perspective, a lot of people have been very critical of him, and I'm not saying that's not justified. I think he's not yet justified the massive transfer fee that we paid for him. But what I loved about his performance in that game was that he embodied what I was talking about in the week about is a bare minimum what you want to see from a player in your first game under Jurgen Klopp, is that he ran his arse off all game long. He misplaced a couple of stupid passes here and there, but you know he was doing defensive headers, clearing from corners. He was on the front foot, putting pressure on their centre backs. He was linking up, trying to make things happen in attacking sense. He was everywhere, and when he came off the pitch, and he basically almost collapsed into Klopp's arms. Like, did I do enough for you, Dad? Yeah, you did. Go and sit down, lad. I was really impressed with Lallana, and I hope that if when we get up to speed in an attacking sense, some of the good bits he does will link better with the players around him. So he was my shout for Player of the Weekend. Mark, what was yours?
I completely agree with you, Adam Lallana. He really impressed me with it. A lot of people say that he puts in a lot of effort and a lot of work, but it doesn't always come off for him, which it doesn't. But the work rate is evident, and I think playing under Klopp, I think it'll really suit him. Like last season, how many times he closed the ball down, he got a goal from it. He did it in Gerrard's last game against Palace. He gets closes down a clearance, the ball bounces off him. He goes. I think he did against
Swansea. Was that the one where it bundled in off him?
Yeah. And if he's going to do that all around the pitch, which he did, I felt tired watching him because he was literally working his arse off, and then but he wasn't just in the attacking third. He was getting back. He did. There was that really stupid pass back to Sakho, which if you're going to give Harry Kane an opportunity on the plate, then you can't do that.
He's got unlucky that Harry Kane's basically shit at the moment, to be fair in that, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, but as you say, as he came off, he did Klopp. He did just fall into his arms. But the other thing he did notice, Klopp did that to everyone who he substituted. He was hugging them, and whereas Rodgers will just give you a little pat on the back. Real to get Vinicius in the team, but yeah, Lallana, I thought he did really well.
To be fair, the size of him, Brendan Rodgers is more of a cuddly than a cuddler, I think. Go on, Matt, who was your
I think Lallana did well, better, and it's going to be ironic if he actually becomes much more of a key player once Rodgers has left.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, a standout for me had to be Sakho. I don't really see how it can not be, to be honest with you. I thought it was fantastic. We speak about the back four and how they were connected, and
but if you watch football, you clearly know that it was Mamadou Sakho.
He linked the defence, and like Mark said earlier, skate a lot of mare, especially first half. But Sakho, thankfully, was on form, and you saw Klopp talking to him afterwards, and I think that you see that Klopp knows how good he is.
Yeah.
Thank God we've finally got a manager to realise how good this guy is, and he's going to become a key player. He's going to be the leader in defence, and Moreno looks better when he's got him next to him rather than Lovren, and Mignolet looks better with him there rather than Lovren, and
so was the key man here Lovren?
Yeah, the fact that Lovren wasn't in. But Sakho just. You can look at all the stats or whatever, but they don't tell the full story, like watching as well. And there's that chest control where he just takes it out of the air, beautiful on the turn, takes the player out with it, and then just pops a nice little pass into midfield. And everything that he plays is forward, and that's what Klopp wants. He wants forward passes into feet, nice to Coutinho to play away. And I thought Sakho was fantastic. Yeah.
It's a funny one, isn't it? Because I think I mentioned post-match that it's still that. I mean, again, I've thrown Lallana up, and then he played two horror passes in that game that put us under pressure. Sakho similarly, though. But I guess every time you misplace a pass in the Premier League against a good team, it's probably going to cause you a problem or two. But it's just the problem, I guess, with being a centre-back and giving the ball away is that inevitably the pressure's immediately on you. Go on, who was your...
I'm going to go differently. I think that Lallana was man of the match. But my player of the weekend was going to be Emre Can.
Okay.
Because I've given him I've given him some, this is subscribe the show, man. I've given him some grief about not being able to play centre mid. You know, I don't think he's performed very well when he has played centre mid. I don't think left side. I thought we played a 3 in midfield. To be honest with you, I thought Lucas was slightly deeper than Can on the left hand side and Milner on the right hand side. I don't think that's his position. I don't think it ever will be his position on that side. But he performed well. You know, he got towards the end of the game. He could have scored. You know, he got up to the edge of the 18-yard box, which I haven't seen from him when he's played in a midfield position before. He made a couple of good tackles in there. He pressed well. You know, so for me, that's the one I was the most impressed with because I didn't think he had it in him there.
Yeah,
and I've not seen anything to say that he has.
Loads of really good back heels as well.
Loves
a back heel, doesn't he?
Yeah. They're going to get us in trouble one day, though, and then everyone moan.
I did a nice little back heel on the edge of the box as well, didn't he?
Can and Moreno went back heel crazy, didn't he? The little drag back and flick like.
He's been working with Sakho all week. That's why. Yeah.
I guess obviously I want to know, people who are watching, who you thought was the player of the weekend. Let us know that in the comments below, of course. The only one who kind of sort of disappointed me most, I guess, on the complete flip of that, and not for the effort expended, was probably James Milner, because I think when I looked at like
you had a real bee in your bonnet over Milner this weekend.
Yeah, you know why?